Terence Bud Crawford sabotages his own promotion to get back at Bob Arum. Let's get into it.
The break between Terence Crawford and its promoter Top Rank, from Bob Arum, could be very close, because the relationship between the two has been strained due to the impossibility of the promoter to get big fights for Crawford. The portal The Athletic published this Friday a report written by Mike Coppinger in which he chronicles how the relationship has deteriorated. This has gotten to the point where the attorney for Crawford sent a letter expressing the fighter's displeasure. The letter that foreshadows the rupture between Terence Crawford and Top Rank Coppinger reports that last September 7, Todd Kinney, lawyer of Crawford, sent a letter to the president of Top Rank, Todd Dubois. In the letter, the lawyer reports that Terence Crawford he is as frustrated today as I have never seen him before due to the ups and downs of his relationship with Top Rank. And this is because it has been more than frustrating for Terence and his team that he has failed to give him a big money fight. At the time, Top Rank promised to Crawford a fight with Manny Pacquiao, which he could not specify either. TR has been putting her in a fight with Pacquiao for several years, wrote the lawyer in his letter. It got to the point where both Terence as Bo Mack, handler of Crawford, they stopped taking seriously TR on that subject. And, of course, as in all previous occasions, this supposed opportunity vanished and we returned to the starting box with Kell Brook as a rival. The failed fight between Crawford and Manny Pacquiao during last summer, Top Rank managed to close an agreement so that Terence Crawford will fight with Manny Pacquiao in Qatar. According to the report of Coppinger, they had already agreed on the bags, but finally the Qatari health authorities regretted making the fight for the COVID-19 programming. It was then that Kell Brook as a rival for Terence Crawford. In the letter sent by the attorney for Crawford to Top Rank, also expresses his frustration that there is no clear possibility that a big fight is on the horizon. He added that almost everyone in the industry agrees that it is laughable that I have not yet given to Terence a big fight. The contract of Terence Crawford with Top Rank would expire in October 2021, as revealed Coppinger, citing anonymous sources. And so much, Crawford as Bob Arum, owner of Top Rank, have already said that the contract may not be renewed. The promotional sabotage that Terence Crawford applied to Top Rank. The disgust of Terence Crawford with Top Rank would have led the fighter to sabotage the company's promotional plans. The promoter had planned to take advantage of the fight between Lomachenko y Teofimo Lopez to announce the fight between Crawford y Kell Brook, but Crawford intentionally delayed the signing and delivery of the contract. In this way, a good opportunity to promote his fight with Kell Brook. All this, according to the report of Mike Coppinger. Much of the problem, according to this report, is that most of the major welterweight Errol Spence, Manny Pacquiao, Sean Porter, Keith Thurman y Danny Garcia, they are with the promoter PBC, from Al Haymon. The relationships between Bob Arum y Al Haymon are cold, and has a reluctance to fight together, which would have affected the interests of Terence Crawford. Top Rank's arguments. Top Rank has defended himself by saying that they have tried to get big fights for Terence Crawford, but that rivals are those who have not accepted. It offends me when someone says that we have not tried to make meaningful fights, he said. Todd Dubois, president of Top Rank, to The Athletic. As if we were sabotaging his career? That is rubbish. We made offers to Porter, to Danny Garcia, we asked Al Haymon on Spence, we made him an offer for the fight with Pacquiao. Another thing would be if we did not make offers, or if we did not try to make the fight. It is a different dynamic. We can try a lot, but it takes two to make a fight. Just a couple of days ago, Terence Crawford expressed the possibility of leaving Top Rank when your contract ends. It's about business, that's what happens, he declared. Crawford to Brian Custer on the podcast Last Stand. I probably have a few months left on my contract. A few months is not that long.
Bob Arum was reluctant to keep his promises on anything made towards both Terence Crawford and the boxing fans. I got tired of Bob Arum throwing Manny Pacquiao and Terence Crawford fans' face once they start to put pressure on him about the fights that he was not making for Terence Bud Crawford. It got to a point that was his go-to line. He would use that just to pacify both the fans and Terence Bud Crawford. But many of these things was said before. That's why people was highly critical of Terence Bud Crawford signing an extension with Bob Arum, because we just don't see why. Now, going from here forward, you have to understand that Bob Arum is not the kind of promoter that especially somebody from the urban community would want to sign to, because Bob Arum does not favor or does not think highly of minority fighters. That's just how Bob Arum is. That's how Bob Arum has been this entire time. That's why all his energy went towards Vasily Lomachenko, knowing damn well Terence Crawford is pound for pound #1. And speaking of Terence Bud Crawford, pound for pound #1, it really irritates me how they want to shove pound for pound down Terence Crawford's throat now that Vasily Lomachenko has lost. If I was Terence Bud Crawford, I would tell them, take that pound for pound status and go shove it up your ass, because I'm not a secondary recognized champion. No, you're not just going to recognize me and just want to, now you say, now that Lomachenko, you are for sure the pound for pound fighter. He was for sure the pound for pound fighter before that. All hardcores always picked Terence Crawford. Vasily Lomachenko picked Terence Crawford. Freddie Roach picked Terence Crawford. Floyd Mayweather picked Terence Crawford. Andre Ward picked Terence Crawford. Max Kellerman picked Terence Crawford. Everybody knows that Terence Crawford was the pound for pound #1 fighter. But the boxing media would always want to promote Vasily Lomachenko, once again trying to keep that status quo into play. So if I was Terence Bud Crawford, I would say fuck you in that pound for pound status. That is just my personal opinion, because now they bestow it upon him like it's a no-brainer, when really the only reason why he's getting that status right now is because of Teofimo Lopez. Because Teofimo Lopez took him out. Now you recognize Terence Bud Crawford. That's not the way I would want to be recognized as pound for pound #1 champion. So you can take that title and that fictitious I would say reputation or clout, and you can go shove that shit up your ass, because it's nothing that I need. I knew I was pound for pound #1, and I don't need you guys telling me. So I don't need that title. It's a fictitious title anyway. But once again, in the future, this is why nobody that comes from Terence Crawford's background should sign with Bob Arum. Now, Terence Bud Crawford sabotaging his own promotion. Okay, I would tell Terence Crawford to watch his back. Because if you are going to leave Bob Arum, just like I said about Vasily Lomachenko, Bob Arum has a pattern. Nobody leaves Bob Arum undefeated. That's the way he tries to do. He tries to make sure that you're no good for nobody else. Bob Arum is a greedy ass old man. Okay? Terence Crawford has no business being with him for any kind of promotion. Terence Crawford needs to go over to PBC. Now the question is, if and when Terence Crawford go over to PBC, will the Earl Spence fans still be on their bullshit? Because I seem to think if he signs with PBC, you guys will hate him anyway. But then again, that's a story for another day and a different video. That's all I got for now. Bruce Vane, I'm out.